Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah Olson. I live here in Minnesota with my husband and our 3 young children. Actually, right now my husband is deployed and I am pregnant with our 4th baby, and it is quiet time / nap time here in our household, and I wanted to get a good head start on the week by preparing some snacks, and I thought it would be fun to take you along with me. I don't do this every single Sunday, but I definitely have an ongoing rotation of snacks that I want to have on hand for our family, for the kids especially, but also for me. And I always love hearing what other moms make for snack options or grab and go food for their family. So I would love it if you'd leave a comment down below and let us know what is something you like to keep on hand in your household. Some of these snacks I want to show you today are just prepackaged or something that is easily bought at the grocery store that I like to have on hand. And then I thought it would be fun to bring you along as I make a couple of things as well. All right, let's start with the options I can easily grab and show you, things that are already in our fridge or in our cupboards, and then we'll move on to the snacks I like to make for our family. So we're a combination of that. I'm not an only ingredients household. We do have packaged snacks, but I love making homemade food for my family. It's something I get joy out of, and I love providing what is hopefully a healthier and more wholesome option for my family. But we'll start with some of the packaged stuff. So our favorite type of bar these days is called That's It bars. You might have heard of these before. I like to buy them at Vitacost, which is a website where they often have sales actually for more of those health foods or organic bars and stuff like that. But anyway, these are called That's It bars. There are several, I'm trying not to crinkle too much. There are several different flavors of them. This one is apples and banana. We've got apples and strawberry, and well, I don't have it, but there's like an apples and blueberry and an apples and mango. So a That's It bar has 2 ingredients usually, just apples first, and then if it's a strawberry flavor, it would be strawberries. And it's kind of like dried fruit all pressed together in a bar. The kids love these. These are the mini size, so I get a big bag of the mini size. I think some people can also find them at like Costco or something like that. So that is a wonderful option to have on hand if you want something that is truly just made out of fruit. Speaking of fruit, I also like to offer the kids dried fruit. I know it's still a sugary option, so we try not to just eat plain dried fruit all of the time, but just along those lines, we like to have things like raisins and craisins. These are cranberries, dried cranberries. This has been such a huge favorite for me lately. It is the flavor sour blueberry lemon, and we found these ones at Walmart and they taste like candy to me. And they do have sugar. I think there is added sugar in these dried cranberries, but it's such a good flavor. If you're looking for something that kind of tastes like candy and kind of gets that sour candy craving out of the way for you, it's fun to have it in a dried craisin or cranberry form. So those are a couple other fun fruity kinds of snacks for us. Moving on to things like nuts. We have no allergies of any kind in our household, which I'm very grateful for, because I do rely on peanuts and peanut butter a lot in our family. I love honey roasted peanuts, and yeah, you can get dry roasted peanuts or ones that are lightly salted, all sorts of things. We do like the lightly salted cashews as well, but honey peanuts are a great snack that I've found for our kids. And then this one might sound weird, maybe you do this in your family too, but we often have a peanut butter spoon, I call it. If someone is super hungry and it's almost bedtime, I say, well, you could have a cheese stick, you could have this. I usually give like 2 options. Or you can have a peanut butter spoon. And that's kind of it's a really simple snack idea, but I literally just let my kids, maybe I'll help them, I scoop out a large dollop, like a big tablespoon or, you know, soup spoon basically, of peanut butter, and then they can kind of walk around only in the kitchen and eat it kind of lick it like a lollipop or something. So that is an easy snack as well that I wanted to be sure to mention. So maybe if you like almond butter or something in your family, just an almond butter spoon can be a quick, simple snack if that's what you're looking for. Another option we often like to go for is Cheerios and milk, especially as a bedtime snack. We actually don't often start our day with cold cereal, and I've never been a huge fan of cold cereal myself, except for granola. But Cheerios are a great bedtime snack for our family, especially these are organic Cheerios. That's all we buy. Is whenever we're buying oats, we buy organic. And you can message me more about that. We're not an organic everything family, although that would be fun someday, but we definitely buy organic oats. So we've got these plain organic oat Cheerios, and sometimes I slice a banana on top as well, and the kids have that with whole milk. So anyway, that is an easy snack idea for us, especially in the evenings. And I mentioned granola. We buy organic granola because that's made with oats, and I love the Cascadian Farm brand. There are a couple other really good brands too. I love the oats and honey flavor and this honey cashew flavor. Yeah, this one has a little more protein. So I really like these ones with milk on top, and I also like having yogurt sometimes as a snack, sometimes as breakfast with this on top as well. Okay, I'm literally pulling things out of our fridge as I go here because I had it all written down, but this is stuff we truly reach for. And so we love, I call them cheese sticks. This is string cheese. We prefer the Frigo brand, F-R-I-G-O. It's available at Walmart and our other local smaller grocery store, which is great. And then this one's kind of a splurge a little bit. This is Chomps sticks, and the small size are called Chomplings. And these are just nice beef sticks, okay? It's grass-fed beef, zero sugar, has nice protein in it. I don't have the kids grab like multiple beef sticks, but sometimes if they're really hungry, I usually say to get a cheese stick and an energy ball, which I will show you later in this video, but I sometimes say you can grab a beef stick too. And all of these snacks I'm sharing with you today are also great things to bring on a picnic or an outing with the family too. Another great snack idea to have on hand is fresh veggies that you've already washed and cut and prepared so your family can grab those quickly. I like to cut up carrots into carrot sticks. I don't like buying baby carrots. There's just something about them that I'm not a fan of. I love though, cutting up giant carrot sticks into smaller sticks, and we enjoy those with hummus especially. So I'm going to get to work on peeling and cutting some carrots so those are ready for the next couple or few days for our family too. Another snack that I love to have on hand that we don't reach for all of the time, it's more of a special snack, kind of like those beef sticks, are these Go-Go Squeeze applesauce pouches. I personally love cinnamon applesauce flavor, and I know you can buy a big container and spoon that out as well, but these are great when we are on the go. So I definitely like having a big pack of these on hand. And like I said, we don't reach for them all the time, but the kids love the applesauce pouches too. Okay, let's talk about what I want to make with you today so you can kind of see how I make these really simple recipes. The first item is our energy balls, which is peanut butter, oat, chocolate chip, and coconut energy balls. And it's kind of a mini emergency in our household when we run out of our energy balls. I love that they freeze so well. I quadruple a batch, which I will show you, and I will link that recipe down below. So we'll start off with making those energy balls. And finally, we love having apple slices with a special Greek yogurt peanut butter dip. You might have seen this in a past video of mine, but it is such a great high protein, filling kind of dip, healthy for your kids, and it's like not caramel sauce, you know what I mean? But it's wonderful with fresh apple slices. I love a good Honeycrisp apple. And I also wanted to mention, before I forget, if we have apples as a snack or if we bring them along on an outing or a picnic, I love putting them in a Ziploc bag or container with lemon juice. So the apples are pre-sliced for our outing. I cut up the apples, and then in order to keep them fresh, I started putting a couple or maybe even a few tablespoons of lemon juice in the bag or in the container with the apples, and it not only keeps the apples fresh, but it makes them taste so great and sour, kind of a lemonade, of course, flavoring to them, and the kids love those sour lemon apple slices. So that's a really great quick snack as well. But we want to get started on making a special we'll start with the energy balls, and then I would like to make the dip that goes along with the apples, and then if we have time, I'll make a batch of muffins with you because I always like having a batch of muffins on hand if I've got time that week. These are the 7 simple ingredients needed for our family's energy balls recipe. We start with organic oats. I love the Bob's Red Mill quick cooking oats, and any kind of oats are fine, like old-fashioned and stuff. But since these are quick cooking oats, they're just smaller pieces and they seem to really mold or form together in a ball nicely for those energy balls. Then we just use any kind of vanilla. We've got creamy peanut butter, honey, coconut flakes, and yes, I do get the sweetened because I've found that they are softer actually, but you can decide how you want to do that. And then flaxseed meal. I do get the golden one. I've gotten other kinds too, like I think cold pressed or something, but the golden flaxseed meal seems to have the best flavor and consistency for what I'm going for. And then chocolate chips as well. I get mini chocolate chips. The recipe for these energy balls is actually up on my blog. It's a recipe we created over the years and tweaked for our liking, and I will link that in the description box below for you. You will notice that it calls for 1 cup of oats, but we are quadrupling like I always do nowadays so that I can freeze extra, and we also just go through them quickly. So I will be doing 4 cups of oats instead of 1, for instance. So you'll notice I'm quadrupling everything, but I will link that recipe down below for you. Okay, it is time to mix these energy balls. This recipe probably takes me about 40 or 45 minutes from start to finish because of the mixing and the shaping of these. What I've found works really well is, first of all, making sure you have a very large bowl. I probably should have grabbed my one mixing bowl that is even slightly larger than this one. And secondly, I love having a cookie scoop, one of the squeeze cookie scoops that releases the dough into your hand. This is the one that I use. It just has a little scraper in the back. I'm sure you've seen these before. And I used to never use cookie scoops for making cookies, but I found for energy balls, this is a lifesaver. It allows me to scoop it into my hand and then I still shape it and form each energy ball with my hand. But yes, I will link this down below in the description box. I think I have a set of 3 different sizes, but this is, I think, the 1 tablespoon one. You want them to be about that big. It doesn't really matter, but that's kind of how I do this recipe. So now it's time to do all of the mixing. I like to do it at a lower table too, because then I can really get some arm strength worked into it. But then I usually end up watching a YouTube video or listening to a podcast while I shape these energy balls. And then it is so worth it once you're all done. I do want to mention real quick that if your energy ball dough, I guess, it's not really dough, if the mixture seems too sticky, I would highly recommend adding more oats or more flax. So I do kind of keep my oats and my flax out on the counter when I'm making these because it tends to be pretty sticky, especially with the honey and the peanut butter in there. And I often end up adding extra rolled oats or extra flax because you might know flax can be used as an egg substitute. When you mix it with a little bit of water, it can really thicken nicely. So this really helps to thicken a mixture that is too sticky. And also, if you find it is sticking to your hands a lot, I have found that if I get up 1 or 2 times in the midst of making this quadruple batch of energy balls, then it creates a bit of a clean slate again with clean hands that don't have all of the coconut and stuff stuck to your hands. So I just wanted to mention that too. But let's get going on all of the mixing and shaping.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin.
with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things.
Okay, there we go. I got them all packaged up. And I would say this makes about 80 or 90 energy balls when you quadruple the recipe like I did. I like to keep one of them in the fridge and toss the other 3 quart-sized bags here into the freezer. They thaw really quickly. If you just need to pull them out and eat an energy ball like a minute or 2 later, that works great. So these store wonderfully, and I'm gonna get going on our next recipe. All right, next we're going to make this apple dip that I love serving with, I guess, any kind of fresh fruit, but it's especially wonderful with apples. If you're someone who likes to eat a snack of apple slices with peanut butter, this is a great one to have on hand for your week. It only involves a few ingredients. First of all, you want at least a couple cups, like 2 cups worth of Greek yogurt. And I like to buy a vanilla flavor, or this one is honey vanilla, which will make this recipe even easier. But typically it's about 2 cups of, let's say, vanilla yogurt, Greek yogurt, and then you can add in a drizzle of honey. I might skip that today because this is already a honey vanilla flavor. And once again, I can skip a little extra here because it's a vanilla flavor. Otherwise, I would recommend adding a splash of vanilla extract into the Greek yogurt as well. And then we'll add a huge dollop of, or a couple huge dollops of creamy peanut butter. I know, I love peanut butter. We love peanut butter in this family, and I love that it helps to really fill up everyone. And so this is going to go into the Greek yogurt as well. And the final ingredient for this apple dip, Svea calls it dip dip, our 2-year-old calls it dip dip. The final ingredient for this dip dip is cinnamon. So a generous sprinkle of cinnamon on top, and then you mix that all together. And I will mention, at first it looks like it's not going to combine very well because you've got this Greek yogurt and the thick peanut butter. But if you keep stirring and stirring, it does combine very nicely into a light brown, nice thick Greek yogurt mixture, and it is so delicious. So don't knock it till you try it. And we're gonna get started. It's only a few ingredients and it'll be great for us to have in the fridge. And there we have it. Here is our peanut butter Greek yogurt dip for apples. And I'm not going to cut up any apples right now, but I'm looking forward to this as a snack later on. Next, I'm going to make these Simply the Best blueberry muffins. This is a new to me recipe. This is from, though, a cookbook I have another favorite muffin recipe from. This is the Finding Joy in Your Kitchen cookbook. It's by Jamie Balmain, who has a podcast and stuff. And I love, let me see if I can show you. You can see how dirty this page is because I love her banana coconut chip muffins. So they're chocolate chips, coconut, and banana. But today I thought I'd try something a little different and try out her blueberry muffins recipe. She often uses spelt flour. I tried that for the first time with this recipe actually last week, and I loved it with the spelt flour. So I do have a good amount of that I want to use in this blueberry muffins recipe. I do want to mention, when a recipe calls for buttermilk, I don't have buttermilk on hand or even that mix or powdered buttermilk, so I just use whatever amount they say of milk. We use whole milk in our family, and I add maybe a couple teaspoons of lemon juice, and that helps to, I don't know, curdle it or just make it more like buttermilk. So that's my little hack for creating buttermilk out of not having buttermilk. that's it for today's video. I hope it was fun for you, or maybe inspiring to come along with me as I not only showed you some of the snack options I like to have on hand, but as we made a couple of things together too. And I would love to hear what your family's favorite snacks are, what you like to keep on hand for your household. So be sure to leave a comment down below. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I would be so honored if you choose to stick around and subscribe to my channel. I love sharing all things motherhood, homemaking, and homeschooling. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.